RISC and CISC architecture in today's computer system. In the early years, there appeared more of the distinction between the two designs that appears today. A system designed on the RISC philosophy includes IBM's systems, which was the first commercial available microprogrammed computer architecture, later to become known as CISC architecture. The success of System 360 resulted in six architecture dominating computers and the later microprocessor designed for 2 decades. Other six computers include VAX, PDP-11 and the Motorola 68000 series. 6 was also an influence on the Windows 3.1 which was launched in 1992 and Windows 95 were designed with 6 processor in mind. So this is the PDP-11. This is Motorola 68000. This is VAX and this one is also Motorola. If pure 6 design is not commonly used in today's computing system, it may have to do with the following: increasing instruction set and chip hardware complexity leads backward instability issues. Variable length instruction slow downs the overall performance of the machine. Many specialized instructions are 15, not used frequently. 6 instructions typically also set the condition codes as a side effect. Whatever the disadvantage of 6 usage, it took at least 10 years for RISC to take commercial hold as Intel was one roadblock to its widespread implementation as Intel had vast resources to continue implementing the 6 model. Although RISC is often thought of a more recent development in the fact the first system which could now be considered as a RISC based was the CDC 6600 supercomputer designed in 1964, but the first major RISC project came from IBM, Stanford, and UC Berkeley in the late 70s and the early 80s. More modern systems were Apple Power Macintosh Line 1994 and Windows NT 1993 was RISC compatible. Nowadays, 6 and RISC conflict had ended with some. Nowadays, 6 and RISC conflicts had ended with some faction claiming that RISC has won and some less or less advantage and have more or less coverage. Example of coverages includes with an increase in processor speed, 6 chips are now able to execute more than one instruction within a single cycle, which enables RISC like pipelining. We can fit many more transistors on a single chip, thus providing more space to execute 6 like command. Although today it is proposed that Intel x86 is the only chip which retains pure 6 architecture, it is however at least as fast as the fastest true RISC processor solution available. How the two are compared depend upon whether a qualitative comparison or a quantitative comparison is made. Well-known RISC families include DEC Alpha, AMD 29K, ARC, ARM, Atmel AVR, MIPS, PA RISC, Super H, Sparks. This is the today's computer system based on the RISC and 6 architecture.